What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue Culé. Real Madrid's game against Valencia is almost underway. Zidane has released the lineups, and we seem to be having basically the same lineup that we've been having for the past few months now, with the same three midfielders, the same three up top, and on the defense we actually have Carvajal back. So real quick, let me remind you guys of what happened last time we played against Valencia this season, which was a 4-1 defeat with 3 VAR penalties. So that's going to be the main key for this game, for Real Madrid to go out there extremely focused. No, don't make any stupid, silly mistakes in the defense that can cost us penalties or just give away balls. Guys, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have both won their games, so this is a must-win game for Real Madrid, as is basically every game. However, it's going to be a tough game, but I'll see you guys at the end of the first half. Okay, guys, and we are back from that first half. Honestly, in my opinion, probably one of the top 10 best starts to a game that Real Madrid has had this season. It's a little more of a gameplay that looks a lot more like the old Barcelona style in terms of the tiki-taka. We've come out there playing a lot of possession, not as much of that, you know, I counterattack you, you counterattack me, let's see who punches first, who hits each other harder. No, Real Madrid went out there with it to this game a lot more calm, knocking that ball around. I want to say the first minute we play a long ball to Benzema, who he gets stepped on by the defender as he's falling down in the box. They didn't end up calling a penalty because the Valencia defender had already headed the ball away. But for a good 5-10 minutes, Benzema looked like he was in a lot of pain. Mariano started warming up. I was very, very pissed if Benzema was going to go out. But minutes later, he provides us with the gem of the game as he takes on one of the Valencia defenders, creates some space, and puts a blast of a shot, a long shot, a beautiful shot, which kind of leads me to a little more about the analysis of the game so far. Because we were playing so much possession, and a lot of you guys know that, for example, whenever Barcelona plays a lot of possession, they tend to basically pack the other team that they're playing against in their own box, because that's all they can do, right? They just start retreating into their own box. Well, that's exactly what was happening. This is a Valencia team that doesn't have the best of players to transition into the attack. And so, to counteract Real Madrid just possessing the ball, they're just going to pack the box, right? And that caused us to, because of the fact that we don't have any players that have the talent or have at least the courage to take on defenders, because Vinicius Jr. is not being that man right now. Asensio has not really done it either. Neither has Benzema. None of them are trying to take on a defender. And so what that happens is, well, Valencia finds it really easy to just pack that box. But the key to open that up is to start taking long shots, because by taking long shots, you force the Valencia defenders to actually have to press you, right? And so that's exactly what we started doing. We started seeing long shots, which obviously ended up in Benzema's a beautiful, beautiful goal. But TONI Kroos was warning them early that he wanted to take long shots. Luka Modric taking a lot of long shots. Basically, all of our midfielders. Casemiro took a great long shot that almost went in. All of our midfielders started taking long shots, and that started opening up the Valencia defense. After that Benzema goal, Valencia knew they had to come out, because that wasn't gonna work out for them, and that actually ended up balancing the game out a lot more. When Valencia finally broke out of their box and started pressing Real Madrid a little more, the possession for Real Madrid definitely went down a little bit. However, you could still tell that Real Madrid was in control of the game for the majority of the game. And then came that second TONI Kroos golazo, in which they played once again another beautiful tiki-taka style play, as you're seeing right now on the screen, which ends up with Lucas Vázquez looking up and then seeing that TONI Kroos is empty by himself, just lays it off for TONI Kroos to do a vintage TONI Kroos finish, low to the ground, to the corner, and leave us 2-0 for the halftime. Real quick before going on to that next set of the video, I want to talk about 2 players. The first one being Carvajal. Unfortunately, guys, about 25-30 minutes into the game, he pulled up with another muscle injury, had to get subbed out. He was coming back from a 2-month muscle injury, and well, now he's probably back to another month, 2 months, who knows. Carvajal is definitely having the worst of lucks with injuries, not just this season, but in the whole of his career. He's only played 10 games with us, but the most annoying thing is that you could start to see the difference of having Carvajal compared to like Lucas Vázquez and previously like Odriozola, Marvin. Carvajal just brings a certain different edge. I don't know if it's because of his mobility, his ability to actually go forward and really know what he wants to do, his tackles. Honestly, like those 25 minutes that he played, you could just tell a huge difference. And I mean, you can see it in the team. The moment Carvajal got injured 2 months ago, that's when the team started going down so much. So he's the type of player that maybe while he's playing, you don't notice his presence as much, but it's whenever he's not playing that you really notice he is missing. So this is honestly a really big blow for us. Lucas Vazquez came in. Thankfully, he also recovered from his injury, and he's having a pretty decent game so far. Obviously, had the assist for TONI KROOS. So, but it's still pretty sucky to see Carvajal go out like that. And on higher note, I do want to quickly mention Varane. He is impressing me. He is taking, honestly, the leadership from Ramos, but not just that, but also the Ramos' ability to come out of the defensive line with good passes, good balls. Basically, the ability to transition from defense to midfield. Varane is taking a big step towards that. I see him being a lot more confident in his tackles, a lot more confident in his passes, playing those long balls that Sergio Ramos usually plays, and I want to keep seeing him do that. It's going to be a very crucial part to our game style if we're not going to have Sergio Ramos for a while. Okay, guys, that is all I wanted to say for the first half. I will see you guys at the end of the second half and the game, of course. See you then. Okay, guys, and we are back from that second half and the end of the game. Real Madrid has come out with the victory 2-0 against Valencia. Very important 3 points for us, allows us to keep in this battle for La Liga title, which obviously, like you guys already know, is pretty difficult. I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's already out of our reach because we still have a plethora of tough opponents to play against, but nonetheless a win. There's actually not that much to recap about this half. It was a very slow half for the most part. Valencia came out there making two subs, and their energy was a lot higher than it was in that first half. That first half, they did not look like the Valencia that we're used to at all. They were super slow. But the second half, they had a lot more intensity, and that definitely leveled the game out a lot. They started to get shots. At the end of the first half, they had 0 shots on target. By the first 10-15 minutes of the second half, they had already gotten themselves a couple shots on goal. To that, Real Madrid, on the opposite side, started decreasing in intensity because they went out there, knowing that they had that 2-0 lead, knowing that Valencia hadn't done much, and then it kind of hit them that Valencia was actually waking up. And we don't want to see that from Real Madrid. We do not want to see that. In a game against Atalanta, coming out theoretically from a first half being up 2-0, the game and the whole series is far from over. So we cannot be seeing this Real Madrid side that kind of lets down in intensity. Aside from that, we actually did end up scoring a third goal that went up on the scoreboard for a while until at the very end they decided to take it off from the VAR check. In the end, I mean, it's properly taken off. It's really annoying. Hopefully you guys are seeing it on the screen right now. But I do want to kind of recap a little bit and analyze a little bit in that goal. And one of the big things that I want to talk about is Mendy's penetration, right? That's something that he's been doing a lot in the past couple games. Obviously, that penetration got him his goal last game against Getafe, and today it created a lot of problems in that Valencia defense. So as we see, but we get that long ball to Vinicius Jr. and Mendy, and their pure pace confuses the Valencia defense. It confuses them out of their minds. They don't know who's going to get the ball either. In the end, it ends up being Vinicius Jr. who gets the ball. But I do want to stop and look at how slow Vinicius Jr.'s decision making was. Look how much time he had to do something and how long it took him to decide what to do. Yes, I know he was waiting for Mendy to get back into position, so that could be a potential scapegoat for, if you want to argue, for Vinicius' side. But overall, I just feel like he's not too sure on what he wants to do. And that's where we see a lot of problems with him day in, day out, which is basically like the slow decision making and then the poor decision making. In the end, also, Mendy took a while to shoot that ball, but he did end up scoring the goal. However, like I said, it ended up being offside, which is pretty crappy. And after that offsides goal, I thought that Valencia could probably come up a lot in morale, which they did for like the next 5 minutes. We saw them grow a little bit, but in the end, that win was never really at risk, which is nice to see. It was really, Real Madrid did a really good job in finishing the game out. They knocked it around. It never looked like Valencia had a chance at scoring that opening goal for them. So that's nice to see. Main takeaways from this game, honestly, in terms of gameplay, everyone did pretty good. I'm not really dissatisfied with anyone's performance. It's kind of hard to think of a man of the match. I really like Varane's game, as I mentioned at the end of the first half. I really like, the three midfielders play amazing day in, day out. Honestly, they are the reason why Real Madrid has been able to stay alive in this La Liga. But in the end, I think the man of the match would have to go to TONI KROOS after another elegant performance with I think 95% pass accuracy, and then of course his goal. So the man of the match goes to TONI KROOS. But overall, I think the big importance is that we're getting 3 points out of games that, if you look at our bench, they look like we are Real Madrid Castilla. You know, these are games that could easily be slipping, and games that have actually been pretty easy for us to come out on top. We haven't really had to exert ourselves much. If you think about the Getafe game, if you think about this game, Huesca game was a little bit tougher, but overall we've been getting narrow victories, but with a narrow team that we have. So as long as we can continue doing this while we wait for everyone else to start coming back from injury, it'll keep us alive in the competition. Okay, guys. I didn't do a pregame analysis for this video due to lack of time, so there will be no shoutouts for today. However, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit the like button down below. Make sure you subscribe. This week, the Champions League starts back up, and we're going to start off by none other than Barcelona against PSG live reaction, so you're not going to want to miss that. The Champions League is back, and we are so excited for it. Obviously, Real Madrid will play not this week, but next week. So guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Of course, Real Madrid has won, so it's a good day. I hope y'all have an amazing day at that. And as always, Real Madrid.